Hey, my Taurus babies. What's happening with you? I know y'all like, what is the old lady doing back on here today? This is a bonus reading. If I told you what kind of day I had today, talked to my cousin. Her story was sounding like mine. I was like, yeah, you know what? Bonus time. We are doing a bonus reading. I'm just saying. People understand this. If you don't know nothing else, the energy is changing. It's changing so damn fast. I'm sorry. I can't keep up. 1 minute it is, next minute it ain't. It looked like this 1 minute, it looked like something else the next. One thing after another. So I decided I'd pull 5 cards, do a bonus, see what the fuck. Because if I told you what I knew 6 hours ago is just so not true right this minute, you'd be like, what? Yeah, it's that kind of energy. So I'm trying to keep us updated. And in the know, and as close to the energy as I can possibly get it. If I'm feeling like this, I know. I just know. Triumph card on the bottom. It's like that, people. It is like that. That's the energy we're in, and we're winning. So I don't even know how to say this. A lot of us are winning and don't know we're winning. That's the fucked up part. All on top of some shit. Then looked up, tripped up into some shit. And still standing there scratching your head going, really? Others of you are watching things unfold and wondering when your moment is coming. I promise you, it'll be when you least fucking expect it. That's where we are right now. Boy. Some of you are trapped in fear. A lot of you are right here with the triumphant success. Alright, so this is going to just be real quick, 5 cards. I'm going to do both decks. Just so we can clarify whatever. You can watch the weekly update and the weekend update. I did the weekend update yesterday. Don't be surprised if I'm on here Saturday doing the next 2 weeks. I'm just saying that's how we flowing. Spiritual union, people. I'm not lying. Cards are telling you it's the truth. Suffering in silence. Oh, we gonna figure that out. Trust me. Rest and rejuvenate. Patience and planning. Emotional withdrawal. Ain't what you think. Mental conflict. Ain't what you think. Heartache and loss. Ain't what you think. I promise you it's not. No, I like, what the hell? Just work with me, people. Just work with me. Just trust and know that I know how you feel. I know where the conflict is coming from. Yes, indeed. All right, so spiritual union, your overall energy is pulling the King of Coin. Come on, people. That's us all day. And the suffering in silence is pulling the High Priestess. That's your overall energy. I'm coming right back to that. If you rest and rejuvenate, it's pulling the rest and rejuvenate card. Who the hell knew that? The 4 of Swords, patience and planning. Wheel of Fortune, emotional withdrawal. The Emperor card, I told you that ain't what you thought. Mental conflict, player card, heartache and loss. 10 of Wands. And this is ain't none of this bad, so don't sit there all pooped out, poted out, and whatever. First, ain't gonna resonate with everybody. This is for those of you I was talking about last night. You have a choice, and you need to make the new choice and let the old shit go. I know it sounds funky, fucked up, and some other shit, I promise you the old shit is getting ready to move on too, whether you know it or not. That's exactly what the fuck is going on. Hence the suffering in silence on the High Priestess card. Follow your intuition on this, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have a choice, now this is not going to go the same for everybody. Some of you may choose, and understand, fuck what the cards say, because you still have free will. You can still do what you think you need to do for yourself. So for those of you that don't really have any prospects of a new or other person, it's about using your intuition so that you are not suffering in silence. Come on now. Use your intuition. If you're with somebody and you can just see some glimmers of hope and you're not dealing with a new person or another person, hang on to that. Because your path may not be like other Tauruses, where there are those of us who are trying to make a decision between should we go with the old or go with the new. Some of you are going to stay with what you have. And it didn't hit me until like 3 o'clock this morning. I'm sitting up looking at some other shit. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is the universe trying to tell me? And it's just that. Everybody is not going to have a choice to make. Everybody is not going to be picking the new Ford over the old Ford. A lot of you it's going to be about renewal. In that instance, follow your intuition so that you're not suffering in silence. As an overall energy for all of us, it's the same story. Follow your intuition so you're not suffering in silence. So if you choose that new person, and this is the other group of Tauruses that I'm talking to, you're going to have to feel your way. For a lot of you, the new person is someone you ain't dealt with. It might be interracial. It may be homosexual. Don't matter. It's all good. But it may be something you haven't done before. And so, like I said yesterday, it's like being in a dark room and you're trying to find your way through it. Trust your intuition so you ain't suffering in silence. And that's the grounding overall energy. The front end of the energy, fuck it, it's the relationship, and that's us. That's the king. We have this. If you think this is some fluky shit, for those of you that are going, oh my God, I think I'm in the bed of my dreams. Yeah, you may have just done just that. Spiritual union. Come on, work it out. And that's the overall energy. If you haven't met that someone yet, this is how you're presented. I got this shit. I am the shit. Come on, let's be the shit. That's where you are, Taurus. I'm here. I'm doing this because I know some of y'all are just sitting there going, this is some shit. This is some funky shit. Rest and rejuvenate with the 4 swords. Taurus, I cannot stress this enough. I know y'all sick of hearing me say it. I'm sick of saying it. I'm sick of doing it. I feel you. But you don't know what's coming. I keep telling y'all every month, the pace is picking up, even with Uranus in retrograde, or as one of my followers says, retro shade. This is Uranus retro shade. There you go. Even with Uranus in retrograde motion, and you'll begin to feel the slowdown. Now understand what you're feeling now, for those of you that the sensitive types and you're feeling all this energy and your stomach's about to blow up. Uranus just went into retrograde motion. Mercury is just, today's the 15th, just coming out of shadow. It's in direct motion, has been for 2 weeks, but it's coming out of that 2-week shadow period where it retraces its steps. So your insides probably feel like a damn bowl of cornflakes that's been sitting in the milk too long. And you're like, oh my God, I'm supposed to do. What you're supposed to do right now is rest and rejuvenate. That's what you're supposed to do. Where you think I'm joking, you think I'm playing. For those of you that are in that arena where you meet new people or have met a new person, wink, wink, get your rest. Do your beauty thing, fix your face, get your hair did, your nails done. Get it done. Get that spa day going. Even if you got to do the spa your damn self. You get some hydrogen peroxide and put it into it and make some bubbles, damn it. Y'all hear me? But get this rest. And I'm not just talking about sleep rest. I mean sit down, get up off your feet for a minute. Give your head some space. Stereo quadraphonic sound. Get some rest. You wondering, the Wheel of Fortune keeps popping up. I keep telling you the devil is in the details. Start planning, people. Start planning. Planning. Because you trying to get up here. Start planning. This takes time. And I know y'all don't want to hear that, especially if you're getting off into a new relationship. I'm not telling you to not rush, because for some of you it's going to feel like, oh my God, can we hurry this up? Work through the energy. Not so much about patience and not rushing, but it's about working through the energy. I know it feels fucked up. I know you feel like you're about to pull your brains out. I understand that. But work through the energy. Get mature in dealing with your energy and knowing where it's coming from and how to deal with it. Because good shit's coming. Now the Wheel of Fortune, like I say, the devil is in the details. When you buy that damn $50,000 car, you know you got $1,000 tires on that bitch. I'm just saying. Y'all heard me. Work through that energy. If it's a new relationship you're getting into, for some of you it may be long distance. For right now, for others of you, it may be somebody, the other of you are doing something big, like going to school, trying to finish school, or you're in an internship and you want to finish that up. Others of you may be doing residencies, medical, pharmaceutical, whatever. Others of you may be in training for 9 or 12 weeks for your new job. The patience and the planning for the love and the romance. Work through that energy. Especially if this is new. Work through that energy, because you don't want to end up like you do every other time and get to the end of the relationship like, oh, we should have taken our time. Yeah, you know, plan this one. Plan this one. Start manifesting it the way you want it to be. Just know the devil is in the details, and it's all good. So what if the devil is in the details? Know that it's all good. And the universe is going to put you right where you need to be. Emotional withdrawal. Yeah, you need to pull some of that back. And you need to put your finger out the window and see which way the wind is blowing. Come on now. So you can get on a good path and start building a good foundation. And I've had to do it. I know some other Tauruses that I deal with have had to do it recently. We had to pull back some of your energy from some of the people that you deal with regularly. Because for one reason or another, sometimes people just get in a mode where they get needy and they start pulling on you, and you realize you can't even find your own fucking direction because you're drowning in somebody else's mess. So, one more again. Might need to pull some of that emotional shit back. I know friends and this and that, cousins, sisters, whatever. But you may need to pull back emotionally so you can do what the fuck you trying to do with your life. I'm just saying. Might be time to put that finger out there and see. And this is resonating back more to the foundational things in your life that play a part in your relationship with your romantic partner. So maybe it's time now to recognize if you've got people in your existence, in your experience, your friends, your co-workers, and they just love you to death. You know how they do us as Tauruses. We're so reliable and so loyal and so grounded and so earthy and so this and so that, and everybody just want to hang off a tick. I'm just saying, might be time to pull some of that back in, especially if you're trying to navigate your way into a new relationship. That's a major card. That ain't no joke. Friends, family, and other folk need to have a seat. Get you some emotional space and distance between you and what you're trying to manifest. And people don't want to hear this, but it's true. People that you can be friends with forever, but they got that energy. And every time, you can give them all the solutions and advice in the world, and they don't listen to none of it. But every time some shit go wrong, they on your phone. Texting, paging, calling, Instagramming, Skyping, trying to ask you some shit you done told them 2 years ago, and they still muddling around in the same shit. The little bit of time it takes you to deal with that person is time and energy that you don't have focused on you, especially if this person is just a friend. And I get friendship, don't get me wrong. But if it's keeping you from doing what the fuck you need to do, everybody can just get bent. Period. Taurus. If I haven't said it yet this year, I'm going to say it now. Now is your time. You may not see the actual manifestation of what you're doing till Christmas. I'm just putting it out there. But you know what? If you ain't ready for it, ain't nobody going to be trying to blame nobody but you, Taurus. Because I'm telling you now, if you see all this stuff, you see the handwriting on the wall, you know changes are coming. Even if you're not real sure who you going to end up with. That's a real reality for some folks. They dealing with two people. They may be on the dating scene. They got two that they like. One they've been dealing with and a new one. It happens. But take care of yourself. Pull back some out of other people's shit, because you can't help nobody, especially if they ain't listening. You can't help them do shit no way. So just pull back and figure out what your path needs to be. What's going to be the best most direct route to get you from here to there. If it's a new person, they live in another city, you need to start thinking, we come back to the patience and planning, how you gonna work that? And some of y'all are in situations right now, you don't know it, going to completely change your life. However, you may not know exactly at this moment what those changes are. However, getting the mental together is 90% of the work. The actual physical part of doing something is only 10%. It's that 90% of you talking yourself into something, out of something, over something that takes up all your time and energy. I'm just saying. So pull it back a little bit. We get to the mental conflict, the King of Wands. If you are confused about the person that you're dealing with, well, and this is for those of you that have been dating someone for a minute, and you got the half a head going here with the mental conflict because you're not sure. We're going to go right back up here to the suffering in silence and follow your intuition. So you don't have all that mental anguish. If you know you're dealing with a player, if you think you're dealing with a player, deal with that. Don't sit and suffer in silence. Listen to what your intuition is telling you. Some of you, it might be telling you, sit down and wait a minute. This is going to be over shortly. And this person will be ready for you. Others of you is telling, please pack your bag, get the hell out. However it's resonating with you, Taurus, that mental conflict, you don't need it if you follow your intuition. I'm just saying. There's no sense in you sitting and feeling like you need to suffer in silence. And some of you may be feeling like you're just suffering in silence. I'm just telling you, you have to do that. Just pull it back off the crystal ball a little bit. What does your gut tell you? When you speak someone's name, how do you feel? When you say, oh, Jody, you ready to jump out the window and hop into a hot air balloon, or you ready to jump out the window into an ambulance? I'm just saying. How does it make you feel? And that's a good indication and a good starting point of your intuition. If it makes you feel good, and if at any point down the path of whatever you're trying to do romantically, you feel that gut tighten up, stop what you're doing, think about what you're thinking about, and why is it bothering you, and deal with it from that perspective. It's about something's bothering you. What is it? And why is it bothering you? And deal with it. And deal with it head on. Don't just pussyfoot around with it. Deal with it head on. And get rid of it so it doesn't hinder you. Again, the object here is not to suffer in silence. And some of you may be feeling, again, like you need to be just suffering and just the poor little martyr over there, the poor bull. No, bullshit. No. Follow your intuition. Don't get stuck up with the player. And some of you are dealing with players, and like I said, universe will let you know. Hang on just a moment. The player will be finished shortly. Just please have a seat. For others of you, pack your shit. Let's go. Time to let it go. However you're making that decision. Because for some of you, this is real shit. I don't know, you like, lady, you tripping. No. Because, again, change is in the air for everybody. It's not just Uranus and Taurus. Yeah, that's where Uranus is, and we happen to be Tauruses. But everybody else is feeling it, too, at a different level. So the very person that you sitting up calling a player, and again, this is something you need to be in tune with you about, excuse me, so you can make a good decision. It may be a thing. Universe may just kick it back. Just sit down, having a player moment, let him have his player moment, and you'll be right back. At the end of all of that, the Ten of Wands, all that stress, all that burden, all that bullshit. If you let the stress go, you won't have to deal with just a straight ass heartache and loss. And I know the heartache and loss showed up as overall energy last night as the back end of it. It's the same thing. You need to let the stress go. You need to let the stress go, because being stressed out can create this kind of shit right here. So, and this is related to this one. If you got a player in the house, only you are going to know whether you need to sit tight. The player's card is just about to get punched out and they on their way back to the house, or you need to pack up and get out the house. Don't get stuck in the mental conflict of it. Follow your intuition. Here we go with that. So you're not suffering in silence. Let the burden go. Let the burden go. If it's creating any kind of heartache, any kind of disappointment, let the fucking burden go. Because if somebody's more of a burden to you than they are a benefit, bye. More burden, less benefit, more bye. I'm just saying, it is what it is. Some of you are dealing with this. So now, I don't know, it's rare that I get up here and do a 20-minute reading, but that's what the hell it is, and this is what you get. But if you feel like it's weighing you down, it's the same thing with the emotional withdrawal, same kind of energy. You feel like the bullshit is pulling you down, roll out. Heartache and loss is not permanent. Just saying. I'm going to pull two for guidance just because I want to. Maybe I need to. I don't know. I hope this helps, Taurus. I hope it does, because I know y'all like, what the fuck is really going on? You're the boss. And woo-woo is wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to do the woo-woo first. So woo-woo is for this group up here. That right there, spiritual union. For those of you that's getting ready to kick it off real good. Woo-woo is wonderful. Come on. Being in love is wonderful. Being in love with yourself is good. Being in love with yourself and being in love with someone else is better. Woo-woo is wonderful. That shit that make your heart just jump out. If you've met this person, please, by all means, just know and be thankful for the blessing you have, and continue to manifest the best possible relationship you can. Keep your thoughts positive, or as positive as you can, and know that you're the boss. You didn't need this because you had that. But just, Taurus, it's your time. I know it don't feel like it. It should just feel like it's all fucked up. This is you, baby. This is you. All of this. Whatever part of the decision-making process you're in, you got the player. He's either going to continue to be a player or he's getting ready to be reformed. You are the boss. And I'm going to say it again. You have free will. So you ain't got to do a damn thing I'm talking about or nothing else. You can do you. But just remember, you're the boss. Taurus, I'm going to leave it there. I love you. You know I do. I wouldn't be sitting here if I did. Getting ready to lay down Virgo and Leo. That's up next. I hope y'all have a good weekend. I'll see you Sunday for the weekly update. Bye, y'all.